Hard to believe. I left here this morning at 7 o'clock. It's about midnight, roughly. Might be just a tad before of the same day. I'm in Swan Hill in northeast Victoria, central Victoria, sort of more actually, come to think of it. And we're here with, I thought the glass had broken there. It's all right. Excuse me. We're here. No, not with the Trackhawk. Actually, I spoke to some mates. They said, you should have taken the Trackhawk. I said, yeah, of course I should have taken the Trackhawk. It would have been a lot more comfortable. But as you can see, look, we're pretty full up. We've got windscreens in the back here. Let me unlock for a second. We're jam-packed with bits and pieces in the back here. And Holden books and lots and lots of things. And really, I've got to say, look, as much as I'm obviously a little tired, whilst I say the day started at 7 o'clock this morning to go to Adelaide from Swan Hill, the day actually started the day before. Let's lock that, starting to rain too. The day started the day before at 7 p.m, would you believe it? Where I decided all of a sudden I think I need to go to Adelaide, pick up this car. And so I had to quickly conduit up a bit of wire on here. We had a light out on the side here, which, believe it or not, they pick you up for it. It's they get a bit annoyed, not having indicator lights. They're actually not an indicator; they're a Parker as such. By the way, I did get away with the wrong light. That there is supposed to be half red, half orange to the front, red to the back, and but to the untrained eye, it still looks like a light, thank goodness, but we'll sort that out. But yeah, on the other side, now it's too dark around here, you won't really see it, but you might see that there's kind of a two-tone there. So the door shut. It's all right, it's just checking. Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, but a lot of people have seen a couple of shots of this already and gone, are you mental? Probably a little bit, but let me just say that HR parts are getting scarce. Good ones anyway. Some of the panels on this car, look, they're not going to go onto the new car. They're just too much work, but they're not too much work for somebody else who might not have quite the budget I've got to do this 355 Chev powered one that we're doing at the moment. I'm just prepared to pay a little more to make some things right. But overall, disc brake front end, which we didn't know, to be honest. The photo was very difficult to see. There was one indicator. I actually went back, had a look at the photo, and you'd have to have been almost a little bit psychic. It was just the angle of the shot. It didn't really show the front booster that sort of sits right here. And I actually said to Eileen, I said, look, I probably should have seen the line coming from it, but I had a look at the photo. No, you didn't even see the line. So not that I looked for that, to be honest, but I wasn't that concerned about the situation of whether it had a disc brake front end or not. My main take from this is lots of bits and pieces, but we're going to, can I do this? I might be able to do this, hang on. Everything going to fall out of this? All right, it's pretty dark, but this is a full Prem interior in here. Too dark. Yeah, way too dark. You can see it a little bit, but we'll get some daylight shots of this. But it's a full Prem interior. Headline is in pretty good nick too, actually. There's some bits on it that are worth recovering. Things like your crush pad, etc. They've got two of those. There's a lot of spares because, and let me say, welcome to Ted. The nickname for this car was Ted, and there's some personal details that I won't go into there that Eileen can, sort of share if she'd like to at any stage. And if she gives me permission to, we will too. But we certainly won't until we've got permission, because it's this was. I could say this much, that this was Eileen's husband, a car that he was working on. He unfortunately passed away of a heart attack in his 50s, and obviously people with heart issues is very dear to my heart. It's a bit ironic I use the word heart there, but it seems to be something that is affecting people more and more and younger, and I'm 58, and it's pretty complicated, but it's it's not really. It's catastrophic what's happening to people. Anyway, this was something that he had bought a lot of had a lot of donor car parts for this. Now, this was the shell that he was going to use. In the boot here, there's a lot of spares, a load of spares in there as well. And we've sort of put a lot of the chrome trims inside the back of this car here. There's some very nice chrome trims, actually. They're very hard to get these days, particularly the rear one across the back, and look all over the place. But anyway, so that's what all the fuss is about of why I stopped raining, why I've just jumped out and decided that this needs to be done. And the problem was, Eileen, not problem, but I wanted to respect Eileen in the fact that she is selling a house, and she's got, as of the 1st of next month, she's got people starting to come through, and she's been working hard to get it, the house ready for sale. People didn't really want to see a rusted out HR, which is what this is not, by the way. A little bit of rust. I found a little bit of rust. Nothing in the floors, nothing in the boot, nothing. Well, I could see in the boot, to be fair. A little. I thought I saw a little bit in one of the frames. But look, 50-year-old cars do tend to come with their issues that need fixing at times. But yeah, look, overall, he had a reasonably good starting point. I know it looks terrible right now. Absolutely does. They all do. Look, none of them start looking like, they're going to become someone's, prized possession one day. But they do. They certainly do. All right, I'm going to go get some well-deserved sleep. And as to think from yesterday, I'm not going to get up at a little bit after 6 and then think about whether or not I want to do this all in one day and be back here tonight. I was actually going to stay in Adelaide and then go and pick this car up on Friday. But, anyone who knows me knows that if I get a bit of an idea in my mind of something I want to do, I tend to go out and do it, and it doesn't always work 100% the way I want it to, trust me. But today really went well. Just so you know, I spent a total of 4 hours in Adelaide. 2 hours of that time was loading. 1 hour was getting in from the freeway. I initially came across the top from Crayford through to Blackwood, through that way, and then you get onto the new Southern Expressway, which is good, by the way. And then I did completely the opposite. I came down the Southern Expressway, decided that with this sort of weight, the road sort of coming through the top section is really curvy, and so I just did the whole get across the crossroad, then up the freeway, and bingo. Anyway, the fact we're here, everything's still tight too. Look, we use these straps. Obviously, just nothing. You can't budge this car. It's really good. We threw these across. These are not actually tensioned too much. These were just in case we had any lock issues we didn't know about, or the bonnet catch was, possibly going to give us any problems. They're just fail safes. The truth is, you don't want to pull your suspension down. This becomes a big problem. You're better off securing your tyres. Letting the suspension move by itself is a good idea. Something I got taught by someone very much older than me. All right, rain's coming. Car's safe for the night. It's not like they can steal it. It'd be a good trick, wouldn't it? Although, the truth is, they definitely could get in, steal a few bits, I suppose. You just push the little bit here. By the way, this is just the glass is not in there. That's all that is. By the way, and door cards too. Now, you might say, oh, big deal. Trust me, big deal. No, definitely a big deal. No luck there. No X2 dash there. I was just putting a light there for myself to check. I hadn't even checked, actually. But anyway, we'll get you some good shots of this during the day at some stage. Probably when I get back to Tangambalanga, I might secure that down a bit better before I go to bed, just to make sure. We will get a bit of rain tonight. Can't hurt much, but still, want to protect it as much as you can. All right. There you go, 1960, This could be a 66 or 67. I didn't check actually. Obviously, the 355 Chev one that we're doing at the moment, that's a 66. Although that's not going to look anything like a 66 HR when you look under the bonnet of that. Yeah. Anyone that says that I've kept that one original, well, I have to some degree. It wasn't me that put the motor in. Anyway, look, it's not going to be one of the, let's just say it's not going to have hubcaps and, wheel rims and things like that. It's going to have dragways and lots of bits on it and lots of fun things that, we used to do when we were teenagers. So why not? All right. All the best. I'm going to bed. Cheers, guys.